Good morning. I would like to welcome everybody today to the Positive Living Center's Sunday morning service, coming to you from Oakhurst, California. Today is July 25th, the year of manifestation. Our themes for the month are conscious thought controls the subconscious, subconscious beliefs control our life, we manifest what we believe. We'd like to welcome all our newcomers, all our guests, and if you are here for the first time, thank you, thank you, thank you for finding us. So we hope you come back again. And for all those that keep returning, thank you, because we love our community and we love you all. And it's just such a joy to see your faces each week, each time you come back. I get a great heartwarming sense of smiles here when I see your faces. So thank you for being here with us today. To start us off this morning, I'd like to ask John Lalonde to give us some meditation music as everybody just kind of put your hand on your heart and just kind of settle back into your heart space. Close your eyes and just take a breath and just sail back into the love within while John plays us some music. As the song of the flute weaves its notes together into the harmony of the one song. So we weave the song of our hearts together in community with each other, together into the love within us all. As we sing that song, heart to heart, love to love, within our community, within our hearts, within the hands that we lift and help each other, may we know that there is only love, there is only God. And truly, when we know that, then all is well and in divine order. So be it, and so we let it be so, and so it is. Such nice music there, John. Thank you so much. And now the Reverend Jenny Evans will give us our spiritual thought for today. Jenny.
Good morning, everybody. Last week, I saw subconscious beliefs controlling our lives as our theme happens in no uncertain terms. We do manifest what we believe. My sister lives in Florida, came up for a short visit, and while she was here, lost a brand new earring that her and her fiance recently acquired in Alaska. And it was worth about $150. It was gold with some little diamonds in it, and it was quite pretty. But I noticed that, in my opinion, their reaction was way over the top in terms of the emotional outpouring that they exhibited as a result of the misplaced earring. And I saw my sister's wounds that I'm quite familiar with, being her sister, open up wide. And I also appreciated and was grateful for the fact that I've been given the opportunity to heal a lot of that. But it wasn't so much the earring that brought the tears, but I could understand her sadness and her disappointment in misplacing her earring. But it actually exposed a core belief of hers. And what happens is my sister has a tendency to victimize herself and does not deal with her emotions, so she bottles them up, which then manifests as chronic migraines and vomiting, and she is incapacitated for several days. And I also suffer from migraines, but not to that extent. And I can see my sister, because when she starts to cry, she'll hold her breath. So I mean, it's pretty obvious what she's doing. And her fiance had gotten upset with her because he was upset about it too. But he had gotten quite verbal because he doesn't hold it in, he lets it out. And she had asked him if he would please refrain from saying anything to her that might make her feel worse than she already did. And so then in the fact that he was triggered, he gave her the brutal silence treatment in a way, in a form of punishment. So I asked her, what was it? I said, your reaction to all this is far greater than it appears logical. So I want to ask, what are you both afraid of? Because let's dig down a little further and see what's here. And I said, what is he afraid of? Because he had talked about how much money he had spent and all that stuff on this trip. And she said he's afraid of dying alone and he's afraid of catching Alzheimer's. And, I said, well, that makes a lot of sense, because fear is one of those things that chews on all of us in those secret little corners of our soul that perhaps have not gotten completely healed and resolved yet. And then I saw in my sister that this trigger gave her an opportunity to punish herself for maybe, for whatever reason, but it stirred up all of this extra stuff. And I wanted to help her, if at all possible, utilize it to help her move past it and see the oneness, see that she's lovable and see that she's worthy and all the things that she believes that she is not. And Ernest Holmes, I looked it up and sent her a little copy out of the Science of Mind textbook. It's a paragraph in the man's relationship chapter. It says, thought has an inner movement, which is largely the result of one's perception of life and his reaction to it. So years ago, last time I spoke with you, I talked about the clump of clay that we all have to co-create with. And Reverend Street, many years ago in Glendale, and also at the Hollywood church that I attended when Robert Bitzer was alive many years ago before I came to Oakhurst, said that, the law of electricity is neutral. You can heat your home, cook your food, charge your electronics with it, but you can also stick a screwdriver in it and have an unpleasant reaction to something you asked it to do, just because it's neutral. It doesn't say, oh no, don't do that. You're gonna get hurt by this. So we use the laws at our discretion, but we also know the law responds to the degree that we use it. And so we know we're looking for a certain reaction to our action, except when it's an unconscious desire or belief. Our beliefs have the same power as the law of electricity. In that same chapter, he says, that which we look upon is real while we look upon it. So if I believe that I am basically unlovable, which I did for many years, I could find evidence. I could find other wounded people who were more than happy to let me know that that was true. But I had to seek out in my healing environments like the 12-step program or therapy, science of mind, all the places that I went in order to actually be able to lay down those false beliefs and actually see myself as different, to see myself a little better in becoming divine and accepting, not becoming, but accepting who I am as a divine child of God, a divine adult child of God. And so he goes on to say that we arrive at a consciousness of unity only in such a degree as we see what we're looking for, what we are looking with, and are looking at. Heaven, he goes on to say, is lost merely on the lack of perception of harmony. And hell is a phantom abode of our morbid imaginations, and heaven, hell are states of consciousness. So I hope for the sake of my sister that she could take an opportunity to look objectively and lovingly at a place in herself that was asking to be healed, and therefore this little trigger of this misplaced earring was doing for her benefit, and in my terms. So for me, what comes into play here is helping us to get honest with our healing. And so, one of the things that I noticed is they actually sat here and told me that they understood the definition of insanity, doing the same thing the same way over and over and over, and always expecting different results. But yet they could not see how that mirrored back to them their own behavior. And I believe that our greatest malady, our greatest error, is the fact that we seem to think that we're all that is. And I asked her, I said, she's a religious scientist, so she goes and she studies what we study and everything else. But there's a misstep of her allowing herself to feel embraced by that same stuff that we're learning, that she is love. But she's got a core belief that she's not, that she's imperfect, that she's at fault, that it's, all of these wonderful little defaults that continue to rise every once in a while to remind us, just like Missy was talking before we started here, our animals come into our lives as mirrors, and humans and experience to remind us where we still need to find out that we're that beautiful, loving energy that contains all that is, reflecting on the world and each other. And what I told her, I said, look at the gift you provided for me. I'm going to share it with all of PLC. And perhaps there'll be something there that they can use, and they'll go out and talk to theirs, and they'll go out and talk to theirs. So you actually gifted me this weekend with this perception. And so therefore I told her, in terms of the truth of what a wonderful, incredible opportunity this was, to allow herself to just, not necessarily to allow her to express her feelings, to feel her heart, to open it up and let some of this disbelief go. Years ago at the Light Institute in Galisteo, New Mexico, one of my facilitators told me, she said, Jenny, she says, what you think are your strengths are actually your weaknesses. And what you think are your weaknesses are actually your strengths. And see, the animal communication work that I do has helped me to live in my heart. It's a heart-to-heart kind of experience. For many, many years, I thought that my heart was boarded up and shut down and pushed back because it was too scary and too painful to live with it full open. But with this animal work that I'm doing, I have to live with an open heart. And when Jesus said in the Bible that the kingdom of God is within you, I believe it's not in our head, it's coming out of our heart. And in order to have a life where you live with a full strength heart wide open, it takes a lot of healing in order to be able to do that. And yet, the stronger my heart gets, the more willing I am to be vulnerable and live with an open heart, the less important, the less frightening for me to face some of the areas that I would consider faults of mine or areas where I'm sort of, it's still unconscious, subconscious. It's not quite there for me to heal yet. Um, it's okay. It's okay because that's part of the journey. And I get to be human. I'm a spiritual being in a human suit. That's just part of it. It's like when you learn to be a cook. Sometimes you put too much garlic in it, so you learn the next time you don't put so much. It's just beautiful. It's wonderful how that all works. But I was thinking about the very last part of this was in our walk as we eradicate those, it's almost like we've been walking through life looking at the ground, and that is our what we consider our reality. And as we walk along, we continue to build into that, love ourselves, see love reflected back to us through nature, through life, through our animals, through each other. And our chin is slowly lifted as we trust a little bit more until we obviously, till our reality becomes all of it, including the sky. So I hope I made sense. But anyway, that's my share for today.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the main things I got out of that, Jenny, was when we can let ourselves be vulnerable, or where we can let ourselves be vulnerable, can be our greatest strength. And so if we can take a look at where we are vulnerable, then maybe we can flip that grid. We can say, where is the strength within that vulnerability within us, and start looking at it not as a vulnerability or a weakness, but as a strength, and then start blessing that and thanking for that strength. And so thank you for that. That is a really nice lesson to remember and to get. Thank you. John, can we have some more of your wonderful flute music, please?
Yes, thank you, Missy. Just a remark. I'm going to play a flute that was made by Stephen Ruby and given to me by Kim. And it's a flute that Stephen never made for production or for sales. It was more of his experimenting with odd, out of the ordinary scales. So this is an odd and an odd scale that this flute is keyed to. So it was fun to write a song for this, keeping in mind the themes for this month. I'm calling this song Shadow. Can you hear me all right? Great. Thank you.
That was so nice. I really love the tonation of your flute. When you play, the sound is just so warm, so nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now for our wonderful speaker for today, Joe Boole. Take it away, Joe.
I'm well, thank you, Missy. Nice to see you, and nice to listen to what Ginny had said this morning, because it kind of goes right along with where my thoughts went on these subjects that we talked about. And John, you almost put me to sleep with that music. It was so soothing, just beautiful. Thank you for your gift. My talk pretty much is about the conscious thought controls the subconscious. I think of the conscious thought and my subconscious is like me and my shadow. You know, the subconscious wants to take over sometimes if we are not aware of that, and not keeping ourselves in a conscious thought in a moment we're doing something. And I also will talk a little bit about we manifest what we believe, which is absolutely true, I think. True conscious thought controls the subconscious. Yes, when we are mindful of our thoughts, when we are mindful of something we are focusing on, we must use our conscious mind, our conscious thoughts, to deliver what it is we want to do. During our day, we sort of kind of run on autopilot, I think, because we're doing tasks we've done so many times before. And that's where our subconscious can take over, because the subconscious has so much mental capacity of experiences that we've already done. I mean, we can easily drive a car or go shopping or do laundry or do all these things in a kind of a subconscious way, because we've done it so many times before. Conscious thoughts mean that we are awake and aware more than anything else, I believe. Conscious thoughts means we are awake, we are aware that we are a thinking being. We know what we are doing and why. Hopefully we do. Unconscious mind is a reservoir of feelings and thoughts and urges and memories. The unconscious mind also contains, like Ginny spoke about, the unpleasant areas such as feelings of pain, anxiety, and conflict. The unconscious mind is not perceived at the level of awareness, not consciously realized or planned, or done without conscious thought. How do we clean our subconscious mind of negative things in our past? Well, we can't move forward very well without letting go of the past first and let the healing happen with those wounds, just as Ginny had mentioned. I had a friend of mine, we've been friends at least 37 years, I think, to this point. We worked together in our careers together, and he had an incident happen to him at work, and he got a little embarrassed by it, and just made a mistake, was all it was. But he was having a hard time getting past it. He called me one day and he says, you know, I keep thinking about this stupid thing I did. I said, yes, I know. It wasn't the brightest thing in the world, but it was a mistake. That's all it was. He said, I need to get it off my chest one more time. Feel free. I'll just listen to him on the phone. And this guy is very wordy. He can really go on. And I just let him go on about this incident. And he finally stopped talking. And I didn't say a word. He says, are you there? Did you hang up on me? I said, I'm here. I just was waiting to make sure that you were done, that you got it all out. He goes, I did. I said, you know, what's interesting to me, buddy, is that you're the only one who's holding on to this past incident. You're the only one who's keeping it alive. And it was like a bolt of lightning hit him. He goes, oh my God, you're right. I'm the only one that's keeping it alive. I said, let it go. Everybody else has already let go of it. We're moving on. And it really, really helped him to think about that. Let's not keep things alive that we don't care to go back and ponder about. But how do we let go of negative thoughts, negative things of our past? I believe you do that by meditate. Talk with God. Give thanks for who you are becoming, and that you are not what someone else may have said to you in a negative way. I've always found it interesting. I can have 20 people tell me, boy, Joe, you did a really good job. And the 21st person will say, that wasn't good at all. And I'll focus my attention on that one person's thoughts. And I don't know why we do that sometimes. And I had to finally just let it go. Everybody has a right to their opinion, but I had to let go of that and focus on, what it is that I did well. Meditation drowns out the noise in our head. I think you will go deeper into your mind and find out what it is that you do want. We always want to talk about what it is we do want, not what we don't want, right? During this time, tell God who and what type of person you are striving to be, and believe and keep your faith. I'm going to repeatedly say that. I'm not losing my mind. I just want to keep saying that to you because I think it's so important. We will become who we truly want to be if we keep telling ourselves this. Everything we say or think, our mind believes. I love to wake up and say my affirmations first thing, right out of bed, giving glory to God and saying good morning to God. And I thank God for my life. I thank God for my health, my family, all the glorious things that are coming toward me today and always. It's a great way to start a day, I think. Everything we can imagine, we can have in our life. Think of our minds as our best friend. Meditate daily, even for 5 minutes makes a difference. It really does. Some people go, I don't have time to sit and meditate for 30 minutes or an hour. It's okay. Just sit down when you have moments like that and just go within. Faith, belief, God, what can stop us from our good with all of that going on? Nothing. My same buddy I was giving you an example of, he and I worked together in the sheriff's office in patrol for years in the night shift, and we were great partners together. We backed each other up, we took care of each other. It was really nice working with him. But he, as I moved through my career at the sheriff's office, he wanted to become a DA investigator. And he told me he applied for the job. And I said, good for you. He goes, you don't understand. I really want this job. I want to focus, because he's a great investigator. I want to focus on one given area of investigating and see that through. I said, then you'll get the job. He goes, how do you know? I said, because you want it so badly. Because you want it, you're prepared for this, you are trained for this, and it's going to be demonstrated when you go through your oral boards. And he says, boy, I hope you're right. I said, I know I'm right. 2 days later, he called me, he says, guess what? I got the job. I said, way to go, buddy. I knew you would. And you knew it too. He says, yeah, I was just worried that maybe I wouldn't. I said, stop, let that stuff go, man. We help each other through these things quite a bit over our time. We manifest what we believe is absolutely right. Same guy, same buddy. On this time, it was happening to me. I'm in my garage in Clovis at our home there. And I stepped out the back door and I was looking around. I had a ton of stuff I wanted to get done on my days off. And I'm looking, okay, let's see, maybe I'll do this first, but I got to get this. And I started kind of breaking down mentally. I felt like my right foot was nailed to the floor. I was doing was just bouncing around on my left and I couldn't move my right foot. And then I started having breathing issues. And I knew I was having an anxiety attack. I'd never had one before, but I certainly recognize it when I see it. And I was really, really spinning out. And I was able to reach over to my phone and push my speed dial button. And my buddy comes on and answers. He goes, what's up? I said, just keep talking to me. Just say anything. I'm having an attack, an anxiety attack. I can hardly breathe. So he just talked about whatever. And pretty soon, he's a really funny guy, and he got me to laughing a little bit. And I was able to move that right foot, moving around, and finally able to ease myself into realizing that it's okay. You get done what you can get done in a day. I only had a couple of days off to get it all done, but if I don't get it all done, it's okay. Give ourselves a break and know that we can manage our time and manage what we want to get done. The idea behind manifestation is that we can bring forth something in our life by focusing, believing, and attracting it. We want to attract these good things to us. New Thought teachings say it's as simple as focusing our attention on our desires, and they will materialize. We know this. We've all tried this. We know it's true. It's known as the law of attraction, isn't it? Whether we are looking for abundance or a partner in life or better health, whatever it is, we focus our minds, our conscious minds, toward that goal. After getting still and focused, we might meditate and visualize what we want. We release this into the law and give thanks for it and to God. Release and let it go. I'm always telling you guys, let it go. So usually I'm saying about the bad stuff, let it go. Not worth holding on to. But once we release this, then we move our feet toward what we want. We've got to get involved in what it is we want. We don't sit and wait. How do we make manifestation of something we want? Believe in your word, see it happening in your mind, take action, send your desire to the universe. It's as simple as that. Shift your energy, be positive, and give gratitude because it's coming to you. Have you manifested something you want in your life? If so, then you know your positive words, thoughts, and beliefs develop what you want. We already know this. These are all reminders for us. To see a manifestation materialize, try starting with something small if you haven't done this before. It's like when I first learned in the teachings of Science of Mind about wanting something. I asked for something very small, very, very easy, and I was receiving it. So that's when I knew that these teachings really work, that these prayers really work in this positive way. But try that. Try starting with something small. And if you want to be more organized in your life, for example, most of us do, I know I do, then start there. You start to see it in your mind first. Believe it's possible and delve into it one section at a time. Again, we're treating and moving our feet toward our goal. People can feel like there's a big elephant in the room. We got to wash this thing. How do we do that? It's so big, one leg at a time, right? So we're not putting all this pressure on ourselves. We know we can do these things. Take one small section of your home at a time, see it through, give thanks for it, praise yourself, and give thanks to God. After you have realized what you have accomplished, your confidence grows. Trust me on this. Believing is seeing. Trust, faith, God, and you accomplished this goal. Do not forget to stop and give yourself accolades as well. There is no thing we cannot achieve, nothing. Praise yourself, praise God, and keep your belief and faith strong. And all this brings us back to the conscious thought or prayer. Whatever we want, the subconscious agrees with. It will agree with us. Remember, things don't get done for us. Things get done because of us and our actions toward a goal. This power, the same power as God, this power to do and be anything we want is here now with us. Once we receive a directive from God, it's up to us if it's going to be. As Angie has said, if it's going to be, it's up to me. There was a man who grew up in the Depression era in America in the 1930s. And he said, and I love this, there is no finer sensation in life than that which comes with victory over one's self. Go forward to a goal of inner achievement, brushing aside all of our old internal enemies as we advance. The American author's name was Vashon. I hope I helped in some way today for you. So I know it helps me just to read it again. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you. God and us together. I like that. I like that. don't forget to praise yourself. We forget that, I think, a lot of times is we always thank everybody else, we always praise everybody else, but we forget that we're the God spark too, and we need to bring us into the equation because it's a partnership, God and us. And so thank you, Joe. Thank you. Okay, now it's time for our offertory. And in the chat box, I've put the offertory prayer and where you can send your tithes and donations to keep our church going. So if you say the offertory with me, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love the blessing part because what we blesses us back. And so it's, I love blessing. And any announcements? Let me put it on the gallery view so I can see if anybody raises their hands. Any announcements? Stacy.
I just want to let you all know I'm back in Oakhurst for a month, actually 5 weeks. So I'm hoping that maybe we will all get back together in person soon, looking to the leadership to tell us when we can gather up again. And if not, I want to see everybody separately.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Any other announcements? Chris?
Hi, just wanted to let everybody know my mother-in-law goes in for a procedure on Wednesday. If everybody could keep her in good thoughts, that would be fantastic.
Okay. She's in the light of God now. We know that, we accept it, and all is well. Done.
Continued healing to perfect health for my son, Hans.
We know it is so. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Hey, LJ.
I just want to remind everyone that the Reverend Jenny is our prayer practitioner today, and her link is within the weekly email. So that means her phone number and an email address are available if you hit that link. So just want to remind everyone.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm glad you said that. That was on my next thing today on practitioner today, but I'm glad you brought that up because it means I don't forget. Any other announcement? Okay, and by the way, anytime during the week, also, if you have other prayer treatment requests, remember Joe Bull, you can send it to him and he has a prayer team at the Ready and Welling 24 hours a day, and he will send it out and get the prayer team working on any request you have. And also, if there are other needs in the community, get hold of Judy DeRosa. She has the heart-to-heart prayer team, heart-to-heart team who's there ready to help the community in their needs. And so just get hold of her and she will get hold of the people that are needed to help you. So a heartful community. So please let those people know if you need help. Any other announcements? Any classes, anything coming up? Okay, next week's speaker is the Reverend Sandy West. And let's go ahead and do our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Sandy, if you could please give the closing treatment.
And I'd just like to say before that, we really mean when we say nothing is too small and too large for us to help you with. You're our family. We don't judge requests for prayers or needs or any of that. If it's there, share with us. Let us help you. That's what we're here for. So take a deep breath and just sink into the feeling of the connection of our family. We come together in harmony, in spiritual endeavors, in loving hearts. We come together to make a difference for each other. As we walk this path, we don't do it alone. We walk together, a unified family, helping and sharing and doing everything we can to reseed, to regrow, to replant everything that it's possible to do. Look for the cup half full. Look for the endless possibilities in this world. The world has endless opportunities for each and every one of us. And we are always flowing. We're not stagnant. Maybe it's moves, maybe it's dance, maybe it's going cross country, whatever it is. We are in our perfect divine place with divine right timing at any moment of any day. As we go forth, know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and that we all are together making it happen. And say with me, please, and so it is. Thank you, everyone. What a great day. Thank you, the speakers, music, everything was wonderful today.